I'm sure all our guests here have been recognized, and therefore I don't have to go back to recognizing everybody again. My brother Chairman, we give thanks to the Most High God for yet another year. And not just another year, but another year of great possibilities for divine grace and fulfilled aspirations. Tonight, we celebrate the most valuable gift of God that God has given us, the gift of peace. And we can only begin by saluting all our peacemakers and peace builders, from our gallant men and women in uniform, the soldiers and the police, who are risking their lives each day for our safety and security, to our religious leaders, academics, opinion leaders, through whom morale composed we are kept in the straight and narrow. As the Bible says, blessed are the peacemakers, and to them we extend the eternal gratitude of the nation. We are honored to have our special guest of honor, Ghana's newest contribution to the international public service, Her Excellency Shirley Ayoko Botwe, Secretary General of the Commonwealth of Nations. Shirley follows in a distinguished line of illustrious Ghanaians who have helped shape the architecture of the international order since Ghana joined the Committee of Free Nations in 1957. Beginning with A.L. Adu, we have had Dr. Robert Gardner, Kenneth Dazi, General Eskin, Cardinal Texan, K.Y. Amoakun, on to our Reverend Busuru Kofi Annan, whose tenure as Secretary General of the United Nations remains among the most memorable in the history of the organization. It is fitting in celebrating the peace of the nation that we acknowledge the leadership that has made this possible. So tonight, we honor His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, and his two living predecessors, President John Otumfour and Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, for their contributions to office in the preservation of peace in the peace of the nation. President Kufuor set the tone by entrusting us with the delicate task of helping to resolve the seemingly intractable conflict within the Gabon Kingdom. We were able to achieve a resolution under President Akufo-Addo, who in turn handed us the challenge of the Boko conflict. And by the forthright action of President Mahama, we hope the state has been set for the restoration of harmony in time to Boko. In honoring them tonight, we are underlining our commitment to the unity of our nation and to greater harmony and consensus building in our political discourse. We seek to affirm that in office or out of office, Menshia is home to whoever has the unique privilege of drawing the sacred sword of the state and swearing allegiance to the people. We know what it means to draw the impossible sword and swear to the people, and the moral and spiritual significance can never be lost or undervalued. Sadly, the adversarial nature of politics often threatens to overrun our natural instincts for civility and brotherliness. But Menshia remains determined to ensure Ghanaians do not give in to the corrosive embers of misguided politics, but remain true to our time-honored traditional values of respect for our elders. Our goal is to create conditions for consensus building and mitigate the effects of the perpetual acrimony we continue to experience. In honoring them tonight, we also want the nation to create space for them, as serving and former heads of state, to engage on critical national issues, not as adversaries, but as elder statesmen whose insights can be invaluable in the search for solutions to our myriad national issues. This can be a massive boost not only for orderly governance, but for the peace and harmony of the state. let me seize this opportunity to say thank you to the Olu of Wari and his consort, Queen Consort, for making time to be with us to celebrate with us tonight. We thank you very much for coming.
Sure.
Our experience tells us that no one can take the peace of the land for granted. Beyond the settlements which occupy the headlines, much of our time has been spent resolving disputes and holding off conflicts which could have had dire consequences on our communities. Our role has had a massive impact on the operations of business, providing perhaps the only access to the free resolution of litigation. Indeed, when I look back on the number of cases we have resolved and continue to resolve, and consider the impact they have made on the cost of doing business as well as the harmony it has established among families, we can only be thankful for the wisdom and ingenuity of our forefathers who created the structures on which chieftaincy is built.
Jean.
That is why I continue to impress upon the nation that traditional leadership needs to be nurtured and supported to be able to continue as a bedrock of peace and a catalyst for development.
Jean.
This year, thanks to our innovative Inspector General of Police, we have begun a new initiative in community peace building through collaboration between traditional leadership and law enforcement.
Jean.
But, Mr. Chairman, peace is indivisible. It cannot be preserved or protected in isolation. In the global village, which is the state of our world, there's nothing like an isolated conflict, and there's no immunity for anyone from the ravages of conflict anywhere. Wherever the peace is threatened, the whole world is threatened. So we cannot talk about peace in Ghana without feeling the crushing weight of and the corrosive impact of the wars raging in Europe and the Middle East. Every Ghanaian must feel a sense of pride that once again, we have a daughter in the pool of international diplomacy. Our pride is that. Our pride is the greater when you realize that the office to which our daughter has been elected has been of Ghana's manifest contributions to the sustenance of international order.
Jean.
At a time when the Commonwealth was drifting amidst an uncertain political climate, it was the proposal of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, our founding Prime Minister, which led to the creation of the office that was to give us the institutional stability that Commonwealth has enjoyed and continues to relish.
Jean.
Unfortunately, Shirley could not have stepped into the job at a more challenging time. The entire international order on which the peace of the world has been sustained since the last World War is now under threat.
Jean.
We now need the wisdom of King Solomon and the patience of Job to help us to navigate through the treacherous terrain.
Jean.
The geopolitical uncertainties of today pose a serious challenge to the Commonwealth. As the largest grouping of sovereign states outside the United Nations, spanning virtually all the continents and across all religious faiths, it stands as one repository of the values of history and tradition on which a stable world order can be sustained.
Jean.
So we hope, even amidst the bloodshed and carnage, that there is a scope for the Commonwealth to act as a bridge between the combatants and a bridge to lasting peace.
Jean.
Tonight, we convey to the powers who carry the destiny of the world on their fingertips to hearken to the cries of the millions who are the collateral victims of wars about which they have not the faintest idea. There's not a soul in Sasamo, Chiobodom, Bimbila, or Anehu who has the foggiest notion about the cause of the wars. And yet, there's no single Ghanaian in city, town, or village, and no African anywhere who is not being impacted by the raging wars. Indeed, I submit that the heart-rending suffering we are seeing on the airwaves are only a tip of the iceberg. The true collateral damage to the innocent villages of the globe is yet to be measured.